Welcome back, part 2 of the Royal Enfield Himalayan project. Haven't done much since, but found out, I've been reading up, and it says you can rewire these and bring them up to the top, because if they're down here, all this lot catches heat from the exhaust and it's reading a false reading. I'm going to get this air box off so I'm able to get to the bottom of the fuse box, because as I'm saying, if I want to go adventuring, I want to know how this bike works, if you know what I mean. So that air box has seen better days. That's been stripped out. That is virtually stripped out. Sorry for the bad camera quality. I will be using my GoPro once I've figured it out, but it's a bit tight in this shed. Soon I'm moving out, so hopefully I've got a nice new shed. Got to figure out what this is. I'm assuming that's the fuel gauge, because I was the only one that wasn't plugged in and it still ran. Other than that, I'd spotted this. I don't know if I showed you last time. Compared, that's the frame straight, that's a little bit bent. What else? Yeah, so box off, and I've got my headlight, so I'll show you that in a moment. So I'm going to get the airbox out, be able to get to the bottom of this, see what's going on here, maybe even fit my own ABS on and off, because on these later models they've got ABS but they don't have any way of turning it off. As you can see, we've got these new headlights. You could probably say, oh, he's skimped out, they'll look crap. They might do, but pretend if they're held together like that, they're going to sit somewhere here. Very mean and modern. What do you think? We'll see. They were only cheap, so if they work, quid's in. If not, I'll have to go find another alternative. But there's now two of them. There's this. That's how they bolt on, with that bolt sliding back and forward. So I'm going to make my own brackets, so it's nice and secure. I'm going to take all these apart, Loctite them so these screws aren't going to rattle loose, and hopefully that does the job. So I'm not very good at this filming in my shed because I've only sort of just started, so please bide with me till I've got on. So let me get this airbox off and show you how it goes. Welcome back. We've got not the airbox off because I couldn't really figure it out, so I thought, why don't I take this back bit off, so now I can get to the back of the fuses, and at least now I know I can just take that off and I can get to a lot of stuff. So at least now I'm not thinking if anything happens, I know what's happening. So as you can see, them wires have come out. There's that frayed one just there, don't know how well you can see it, so that needs sorting out. So that's been snipped off, that, and then they've been connected together through a inline, but I'm not quite getting that. So hopefully I'm going to try to fix it myself, put a switch in and figure it out, and at least I have ABS on and off there. So as you can, we've got a bit of a close-up of this. So you can see where that's an ABS. So he's come out of there, come through there on that blue wire, and then come back on that blue and yellow wire, it looks like, or green and yellow, neutral wire, and then back into that, and then on that he's gone up, along, into a switch, I'm assuming, and then as you can see there's that frayed wire there. What I'm going to snip that off, snip there, get it nice and fresh, and get it on some decent connectors, because that looks a bit bodged and I don't want it going wrong on me. So I want it correct, I want it right, so at least it don't go wrong with me. At least I'm doing this so I know what's going on with the bike. So as you can see, I've just snipped that wire off there, reconnected it with that, and these soldering connectors, they have like a substance inside of it. I'm not too sure what it is, like a gluey substance, it holds it together. So that should be nice and secure now, so I'm not too worried about this. I've decided I'm going to leave this how it is, these two wires, because I'm only assuming because that one is the same orange wire as that one. So what I think he's done is he's snipped, come out of it, come along up here with these two wires, and he's gone up to this switch here. For some reason that switch has got two wires hanging out of it. So what I'm going to do is, I've just ordered some new switches, so what I'm going to do is put it on here somewhere when I get it all back together, because that's got three wires coming out of it for some reason. Just show you. If anyone knows why, let me know. But usually only with 3 wires, it's on and off, and then it tells you with the light if it's got a light going through it. Bit like that one. It'd light up if it was on, and then go off if it was thingy. But I'm not too sure on that one. A little bit confused. But I'll watch a YouTube video on the ABS on and off switch, and I'll figure that out probably in the next video a little bit more, because I need to wait for this switch, and the battery's dead. I had a spare one. This one's dead as well, typical innit. So what I'm going to have to do is charge the battery and see what it is. But what I need to do first, get the front wheel on, the new ABS ring, and then at least the ABS will show up and it should work, as long as there's not a break somewhere in it. And I've just noticed my film is so crap because it's a different camera I'm using on my phone, so I'll press wide now. Wide. It just seems to go dull and grainy, doesn't it, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to have to pull my finger out and get my GoPro out and use it. The airbox looks fairly clean though. You probably can't even see it, but the air filter, it's just a bit mucky. Apparently it's a DNA one, but I'm not too sure. There's no numbers on it, I wrote. But yeah, it's pretty clean, to be fair. I'd be happy with that. So we have diverted a little bit from the wiring, and we've taken that bar off what sits along there, because it was bent at a bit of an angle. As you can see here, we've got it off. If you look at that, it's a bit twisted, so I'll try to straighten that out. Quite twisted. So finally got to it. It was a pain in the ass, but as you can see, just about there, isn't it? Not far after that. I'm not going to complain of that. It did take some doing. I had every big hammer and persuading tool I own, but hopefully now, once that's done, then bars will fit on, and it'll all even the front up as well once I get that new bracket. So what I am going to do now is get the front wheel on. As you can see, front wheel is just over there, and hopefully it all goes on well. Well, Hitchcock said it swaps straight over as long as I swap the ABS ring and the disc, and the disc is knackered anyway, so no harm in there. So I'll see you when that's done. As you can see, here's the new wheel. We've just put the ABS ring on, virtually a brand new disc. This wheel's only done 100 miles, as you can probably see. It is virtually brand new. Quite expensive. It was £250, including the disc, the tyre and the rim, but it's virtually brand new. I couldn't find another one anywhere. It's looking a hell of a lot better than the original. It doesn't look too bad on this side, but it's all scratched and dinted, and that's bent. I don't know if I can get it on camera. Oh, I can't. Oh, there you go, just there. It's just buckled up a bit, hasn't it? So we'll go back over to here. So I'll give you a bit of a tip tightening these bolts. So what we're going to do is we'll nip them down, and then what you want to do is you want to tighten that one, tighten, and then go to the opposite side, tighten that one, then go to the opposite side, tighten that one, and then work your way around doing that. So that means you don't over tighten one side, and then, if you know what I mean, it'll maybe sit like that. So at least you know that's tightened nice and level and flush, and it'll look real good once I've got it back on the bike. I've just got the new front wheel in, serviced the brake, took it apart, greased everything, and it's still binding. So I am thinking, I don't know if the actual brake bracket, if you can see it, that might be bent unfortunately, but I have to look into that as well. Bit of a pain, but yeah, it's just gripping. I don't know if there's maybe some spacers meant to be on the brake disc or brake caliper, but I'm not too sure. But this was running true before I put the new caliper on, so that's the next job then. See why it's still rubbing. As you can see, we've got the front wheel in now, it's spinning nice and true, so the front brake works well, or it seems to at the moment. Just put the back brake back together, needs some new pads, so I haven't serviced this one yet, but it will need doing. And that was not connected, as you can see. So now if I get the ignition on, that light, front headlight, and that's the back light. I've got most of it wired in, fuse on the hand grips because I didn't do that for some reason. And what else have I done? I've sorted out the back of the fuse box so it's a lot tidier with that nick, and I've got the ABS2 wires. If it doesn't seem to work, I can just snip it off, reconnect it down here so it's nice and tight. And I redirected the heat, the thingy, whatever that thing is, that little metal silver thing, don't know where that is, but it's somewhere, there it is, that thing there, for the temperature gauge. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff because I couldn't get it to work, it didn't seem to work, it's maybe blown, that's why it was snipped off. Don't know where that goes though. And that's going because that's snipped off, and I've got another switch somewhere in my box of parts.